Hello and welcome to another episode of Eat and Thrive. I am Terri Young, the Director of Client Care and Retention.
And I am Aminata Tounkara. I am a case manager here at BU Wellness Network.
At BU Wellness Network, our mission is to enhance the health and wellness of Black communities in Indiana, and we'll be doing that today with this very healthy pasta meal. So today we are making Pasta Primavera, and as you can see, we have already pre-cut the majority of our vegetables, and we have our pasta boiling here. Ami can go ahead and put some oil in the pan, and we will start to saute our vegetables. We're using, that's olive oil, right?
Yep,
we're using
classic olive oil.
And then we're gonna toss in some red onions and some finely shredded carrots.
We'll saute those two for about two minutes before we add the other vegetables.
Okay, so that is gonna saute for about 2 minutes. And while we're doing that, Ami and I will talk to you guys about the importance of women's reproductive health and advocacy. So we'll start off talking about annual checkups and how important those are. You should be going to your physician or your primary care doctor, OBGYN, whichever you prefer, annually to get checkups done. We do understand that the CDC has kind of tweaked the recommendations a little bit, and now you don't have to go annually. I still personally go annually. Your insurance pays for it. You should probably go. They're checking for a lot of different things. They're checking your blood sugar levels. They are checking your blood pressure, but they're also checking your reproductive organs to check for abnormal cells in your cervix, and also HPV or cervical cancer.
If you are planning to get pregnant, it is very important to start off going to doctor's visits as early as possible. Because it is important to make sure you're healthy, and you also get to know if you have any pre-existing conditions that may affect you when you're pregnant or your baby. So it's really important to know that everything's okay before you decide to get pregnant.
And on the lines of family planning, can you talk to us a little bit about fertility and just essentially women's reproductive health if they are trying to get pregnant, and the importance of prenatal visits if they are pregnant?
So once you're pregnant, it is recommended by the CDC that you have at least 8 antenatal care visits. Prior to you getting pregnant, it is important that you, as stated before, speak to an OBGYN to get a checkup to make sure you're okay and your body is ready to bear a child. And it is also important that you and your partner go together, because oftentimes men lack education regarding anything that has to do with pregnancy or just the support that women need during pregnancy. It is important that the woman is kept out of stress throughout her whole pregnancy, because stress can really affect the baby and mom, and it can influence low birth rate. And also that comes from the social support that they often lack while they're pregnant. So that plays a huge role in their baby's health and their birth weight and just the overall health of the woman.
Yeah, so that's why advocacy is really important. Black women actually have higher mortality rates during childbirth than our counterparts of other races. And so it is really important to have a support system and to have your partner there at your doctor's visit so that they can talk to your providers about what your birth plan is and what you really want for yourself, so that when you are in the actual act of giving birth, and you might be a little too stressed to think for yourself or to advocate for yourself, your partner and your support system is there to help do that for you. So that is really important. We can actually add our broccoli and peppers now. So we're just gonna toss all this into the pot and continue to saute it. It smells really good, but these onions are calling my eyes now. So we'll move that around a little bit. And then I guess it's it. Yeah, right. Let's see. Give it a shot.
So when making pasta primavera, you can honestly use any vegetables you like. We decided to use zucchini, broccoli, red onions, and carrots, but you can choose any one that you prefer. It doesn't have to necessarily be these.
Yeah, this is one of those recipes that if you just happen to have leftover produce in your refrigerator and it's about to go bad, chop it up and throw it in here. I will probably add some mushrooms because I put mushrooms in everything.
Me too.
So yeah, speaking of female reproductive health, we want to talk to you guys a little bit about the importance of regular STI and HIV testing. A lot of people don't correlate how their sexual health and reproductive health go together. And so we just kind of want to share a little bit of information about that with you. It is important to get those checkups early and often because there are a lot of STIs that can cause you to become sterile. So even if you're out there thinking, well, I never want kids, so who cares if I become sterile? Even if you don't want children, you want your reproductive system to be healthy and to function the way that it is supposed to function. So please go get tested regularly. Shameless plug, we always do testing here. We have nighttime testing available as well. You can schedule online at buwellness.org and make your own appointment, or you can give our front office a call and Autumn will gladly add you all to the schedule to get tested. Okay, so we're gonna let these veggies saute for a little bit. The pasta is almost done, so we will strain that. Now the thing about pasta is you cook it to how you like to eat it. Some people prefer al dente noodles. Some people want really soft noodles. I'm kind of like in between, so.
All right, so next we're going to add the recipe request for 3 to 4 cloves, but I'll just add 2 spoons of this garlic here. And then, you know enough? Mm-hmm. And then we'll add
freshly chopped parsley. And then, again, the recipe calls for Italian seasoning, but they're fancy around here. So we've got 24 herbs and spices. And sprinkle away. Oh, you can go a little heavier on this.
And you just can add to your liking based on how you want it, how much you want it seasoned.
We like flavor, so we're going to overdo it.
Yeah, that's better.
All right, so after that's cooked down just a little bit more, we will add our tomatoes and saute those a little bit. And then we have already strained our pasta out, and we'll end up dumping the vegetables into this pot and putting the rest of our ingredients and our pasta in there with it. We're finishing up by putting our little cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes or diced tomatoes, whatever kind of tomatoes you have at home. We're tossing it in here. And we're gonna saute it for just a little bit. You can put them all in there.
Okay.
And then let that cook down for just a second. And while we're doing that, we'll prepare this pot to dump everything in and talk to you guys a little bit about fibroids. So fibroids are benign tumors that can develop on your reproductive organs. We're talking about fibroids today because Black women are more likely to have fibroids than their counterparts of other races. 25% of Black women between the ages of 18 and 30 will develop fibroids sometime in their lifetime. And Ami will talk to you guys a little bit about what the risk factors are for fibroids.
So some examples of risk factors are age, race, high blood pressure, a history of not having any pregnancies, and usage of soy.
Vitamin D deficiencies as well, which are actually really high in people of color, especially if you live in the north, because we get a lot less sun than people that live closer to the equator. So it's really important to consume fruits and vegetables that are high in vitamin D. You can also take vitamin D supplements. That's why it's also important to get your annual checkups, because your doctor can run your blood work to test for any vitamin deficiencies. And sometimes if you're really low, they will put you on a prescription vitamin D supplement.
Right. So what Terri just poured in the pot here is lemon juice. We're just gonna let this boil a little bit. After that, we're gonna put the vegetables in here.
We made a lot, but that means the team will have a really great lunch today. We're also going to just put a little bit of salt in there. The seasoning that we used previously does not have any salt in it at all. And then do about half the noodles, and then we'll toss our Parmesan cheese in. You know, sometimes the Parmesan cheese gets a little clumpy, so you gotta shake it up. This is grated, but you may have shredded Parmesan at home or a block of Parmesan. You can always cut it up, whatever you have. If you don't have Parmesan and you'd like to use another kind of cheese, I would just use one that melts really well, like maybe Swiss or mozzarella. but Parmesan's really good. I like cheese, so I'm just gonna go all in. And then I'm gonna sprinkle some on top too. Now with the salt, this is sea salt. This is healthier salt, but we're still only gonna use just a little bit. Now I'll be honest, if I was making this for myself, I probably would have used a little more salt than that. But I also have low blood pressure, so if you have high blood pressure, just skip the salt altogether, because the vegetables and the Italian seasoning that we used earlier actually has a lot of flavor in it already.
All right, so our pasta is ready and it's looking good.
This is healthy, guys. Lots of veggies, very little fat, very little salt. I can't say very little cheese because I'm heavy on the cheese. But.
Okay.
And then, would you like some Parmesan garnish?
Yes, I would.
Just a random tip. This is one of those meals that it'd be really easy to add like chia seeds or flax seeds too, if you wanted to get some extra fiber and some extra omega-3s. Just sprinkle some on top. You won't even notice that it's there. Bon appetit. Let's see.
It's good?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm. The lemon juice is perfect.
Yeah, it is.
It really brings out all the flavors.
So does the cheese too. Thank you for watching another episode of Eat and Thrive.
If you have not already signed up to join our EAT program, visit our website at buwellness.org and click the link to sign up. Also, we would love to see your finished meal, so post it on your Instagram and tag us at BU Indianapolis.
Thanks for watching.